Hey guys, Blake Watley. Okay, in today's video, I wanted to go over gear ratios in bait cast or open face reels and try to help you select what you need as a beginner or what you need for what technique as a beginner. Basically, a general overview, you've got slow speed, medium speed, high speed reels. The slow speed or the slower, the power reels are going to be anything in the 5 to 1 gear ratios, 5.1 to 1, 5.2 to 1. I even have a 4.9 to 1 that's in a Daiwa. These are the slow speed, high power gear ratios. Your medium speeds are your 6 to 1s. Traditionally, it was 6.3 to 1. You'll see 6.5 to 1, 6.6 to 1. These are your medium in between speeds of a gear ratio. And then you have your high speeds, which is 7 to 1, 8 to 1. They even make a 9 to 1. Gear ratio and speeds is what I'm talking about, is how much line is recovered per handle turn of the reel. So slower speeds are going to take up anywhere in the low 20 inches. High speed reels are going to be all the way up to 32, 35, some maybe even 36 inches per handle turn of a line retrieved. Okay, first I want to talk about the slow speed or the power reels. Not all the reels on the market are going to have the gear ratio written on the body somewhere. It may just be written on the box. This is an older example of a Shimano Chronarch that doesn't have the gear ratio written on the reel's body anywhere. It's like a 5.2 to 1 or 5.1 to 1. The advantage of the slower speed reels is you get more power with turn of the handle, and it won't wear you out as much if you're pulling against lures that create a lot of resistance, like these deep diving crankbaits. As they dig down in the water column, they create a lot of resistance and a lot of pull, and you need a more powerful reel, albeit be slower, to help you get that lure back with less strain on your body. If you try to throw these deep diving plugs on a high speed reel, you won't be doing that for very long, or you're going to have forearms like Popeye. But to use these slow speed reels on deep diving cranks is the way to go. The other techniques that I use the slower speed reels for is if I'm really trying to slow roll a spinner bait, get it down on bottom, just lull that bait back to the boat super slow. And it's not so much that I need the power of the reel to do that, but the slower speed gear ratio helps me to keep that bait down in the water column and slow roll it, because you can get ahead of yourself doing that technique. That's for another show, getting into it later, but it just allows me to stay more in control of the lure that I want to move in a slow presentation. Okay, next is the medium speed, the 6 to 1s, 6.3 to 1s, 6.5 to 1s, whatever it may be. These reels are just a great all around. You can do pretty much everything with this speed reel. As you see on this one, I've got a small square bill crankbait tied on, but you can deep crank with a 6.3 to 1. You can shallow crank, medium crank, spinner baits, bladed jigs, any of the hook setting techniques like Texas rigging, jigs, Carolina rigs. You can do everything with the 6.3 to 1. But where I still use 6.3 to 1s the most is going to be in my spinner baits, bladed jigs, and small cranks. But for a beginner, and you're just say on a budget and you're trying to buy one reel, I would definitely stick with the 6 to 1 ratios, the medium speeds, because you can do everything with it, and it's a good reel for all those techniques. Okay, so finally the high speed reels. As with I said the others, not always is the gear ratio going to be written on the reel. On this particular one, it is. This is a 7.9 to 1 high speed reel. The techniques that high speed reels are used for, that I use for, are your hook setting techniques. Texas rig, fishing a jig, Carolina rig, anything where you are feeling the bait with the rod, working the lure with your rod, and you're only using the reel primarily to take up slack or to get the bait in to make another cast. You're not working the lure with the reel. So high-speed reels allow you to be able to get that lure in faster, make another cast, and throughout the day, hopefully you make more casts, you catch more fish, cover more water. Other things that I will use a high-speed reel for too would be my top water lures. A lot of times, whether that be a frog or open water poppars or walking baits, high-speed reel works well for that too. Um, but a 6-3 to 1 I also use in those techniques. So just an overview, that's the three speeds that are available to you in a bait cast or an open face reel. My suggestion for a beginner as a new fisherman, um, as I said before, the 6-3 to 1 you can do pretty much everything with. It would be, if you're only going to purchase one reel and on a budget, that would be the gear ratio that I would go with to start out with.